And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my review for Ryan Coogler's new film, Sinners. Let me know in the comments below, are you going to check this out, or are you dubious because you've seen a little bit of the trailer and you thought, that looks weird or not really my cup of tea, or maybe just too scary? Let's talk about whether this is going to work for you. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. So written and directed by Ryan Coogler from, if you don't know who Ryan Coogler is, did the Creed movies and the Black Panther movies. So it kind of knows how to helm a story, craft emotional content, but then also just have it damn well entertaining. This movie is quite long though. It's 2 hours and 17 minutes and it's rated R in the US and 15 here. There is some sex, some violence, but that is not what makes this film great. And you're going to hear people throw around terms like his best movie and 5-star ratings, and people might hype this movie up a lot. And they'd be right. This was a unique experience. I do feel like this is his best work. I feel like this is going to be a film that people are going to talk about for a long time. But this film won't be for everybody. And, that could be said about every film under the world. Everybody likes different types of genres. However, this one is very patient with its story. There's only a few films that come to mind that I could mention that would spoil things for you. So just do yourself a favor, watch the teaser trailer, maybe look at some stills. Don't watch the full trailer because they do give out too much. Thankfully, I didn't have everything spoiled for me. The trailer that I watched didn't give away the crux of what's actually going on with the story. Really, we follow the lives of the twins that come back to their hometown, and there's a whole bunch of history and culture that is mixed in, showcased beautifully on screen. And I would say that I really enjoyed the performances that our actors were giving us. I mean, it's a stellar cast. You've got actors like Delroy Lindo playing Delta Slim, you've got Haley Stanfield playing Mary. But this film is steeped in culture, history, and most importantly, music. The music this film brings is that classic, the mixture of a little bit jazzy, folky, but also blues. There is a big mix of all of that throughout the film, playing a very much part as a character throughout the movie. So when you see people singing, it becomes almost a musical number. Not quite like the Bollywood style, but definitely is a very big part of the heart of the film. A big chunk of this movie is probably like an hour and a half of this movie is building story, character development. It takes its time and it's very patient, and some people are not going to enjoy that. I literally saw 2 people get up and walk out of the cinema because obviously this wasn't their cup of tea. For me, I was mesmerized by the culture that was being showcased on screen, by the acting performances that we're getting from veteran actors now, but as well as some newcomers that you might not know a little bit, that you might not know that much about. And then we have Ryan Coogler, who's written and polished a script that gives us something really entertaining to watch. Now, there is horror in this, and when there is gore, it's pretty brutal in places. And there is sex, but you don't see that much. It just really is a part of the story. Nothing is gratuitous for the sake of it. It's all pushing the story forward. It's all plot development. I will say you definitely need to stay till the end. There's an end credit scene, and I saw 99% of people leave because they didn't think that this was a movie that would even have an end credit scene. Now, I don't think it plays a big part as to like some big reveal of a sort of sequel. No, nothing like that. This is just another little tidbit. For those that stayed at the end, you get a few seconds extra. And even when the credits end, let it run for a bit because there's another whole sequence as well. So just kind of my top tip for going into watching this film. Also, watch it with a full bunch of people if you can, a full screening. I think it does, it changes the atmosphere when you notice that you have different demographics of people of all ages enjoying a film so much that everybody is silent in the movie. And then when there are scary moments, you hear people out loud go, "No, that person's dead," or, "Don't trust them," that kind of thing. I'm not mentioning that that's to do with this film. I'm just saying for a British crowd to have audible reactions to a movie is a bit weird, and they definitely had that in this. It's the sort of film that you know that pretentious people in Cannes or something would say they gave a standing ovation for whatever minutes. We didn't do that, but I can tell that everybody loved this movie. Everybody walked out very satisfied, and I have to say, it's one of the few times where I was like thinking about Hollywood is a big beast, a movable beast that churns out movie after movie, thousands of movies every year. And I was definitely in the place where, like, have Hollywood, are they gone now? Like, are we going to get anything unique? Are we only going to get sequels and prequels and re-sequels and part twos and remakes of all the stuff that we've had before, live action versions, Marvel plethora done to death? It does feel like we've gone through a real big lull. Yes, there's been some standouts, but occasionally, as a film critic, I go, "Ugh, what is even the point?" Because some of the stuff just feels so mediocre. The stuff that's coming out every Friday on Netflix and Amazon, we've had some big budget movies that are just nothing, heartless. And then we get diamonds in the rough like this. The performances by our main protagonist, who plays two characters, the twins, Michael B. Jordan. I've loved him in everything I've seen him in, even if I haven't loved everything, like every movie he's been in. This performance is powerful, but he is not the only one that is basically just acting the hell out of the script that they've been given. And I imagine working on this movie was just one of those times where you manage to capture gold. You're on the set of something that is brilliant. Cinematography and story and score, telling a story, or pushing that plot, getting to that moment that you know is coming, and then it flips it on its head and goes, hey, I'm also going to be, trying this out on you and seeing what you think about it. This was a fantastic wild ride that I was just so surprised by. I kind of knew what I was in for, but then it then it flipped it on its head and gave me something else. This is what I like from Ryan Coogler. He's not sticking to the genres. He could have easily just done more superhero-esque type of movies with the Black Panther because it was so famous and did him such a world of good. Then he did Creed and, kicked the hell out of those movies, and they're excellent. Kind of trying his helping at different genres and really kicking ass at every one of them. So Ryan Coogler is fast becoming one of my favorite directors. Like, anything he's going to put out, I'm definitely going to be there, day one. I highly recommend everybody to go and watch this. It's a diamond in the rough, and I'm going to give it 5 Nicolas Cages out of 5. Thanks so much for watching. I've got another review coming out for Warfare. I'm going to be talking about that in just a bit. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.